Americas out here tonight. Let me just introduce myself. My name is Billy the P, and I am the owner, purveyor, and president of the world's greatest wrestling stable, the Players Club. And I have a surprise for you people tonight, and you don't deserve it one single bit, and I brought it to you anyway. Franklin County High School, this is where I hear all the kids lose around here. That's what I heard. I heard you're a bunch of losers here. I heard your basketball's terrible. I heard your football's terrible. I heard your coaches are terrible. I'm looking at one right back there, as a matter of fact. And I have to say this too. You are some ugly people. Of the United States of America. Disgusting look at you. You must have been to the public. Don't let these people touch me. Keep your hands away. I know the ladies want to look at me, but you know what? Take them. Just like you, especially just like you.
You're lucky. I don't go back there and grab those two points out here and keep the puke out of these eyes. I shouldn't do that. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Every one of them. Get out! Now, before I get started,
Cash Flow has the house mic.
what I want
He's
you
running
idiots
the
to
people
do
down.
is stand up and thank Billy the P. He is the greatest manager in professional wrestling today. It makes no difference if you boo, it makes no difference if you cheer. But I will say this, if you do not do what I say, I will not hesitate to punch each and every one of you in your mouth. Hey, Punk, sit down. I told you I will not hesitate.
Cash Flow trying to rile up the fans, and
That's
he's doing
what I
one heck of
thought.
a job. They're ready to bust
Now.
him, and he's telling them how it is. But he's kind of got a warped view of it. He says they're all trash, and I think they're good people. I think it's some of the best fans around. Good thing security's out. Oh my goodness, this man Cash Flow.
As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Lemon Juice McGee brought us here for a reason. Tonight, Kyle Maggard is going to find out that reason. And if I hear any of you stinking idiots holler for Kyle Maggard, don't think that I won't do it. Do not think. Don't think.
Ladies and gentlemen, the semi-main event is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by his manager, the head of the Players Club, Billy the P. And he represents from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing 362 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most dangerous men of the wrestling business, Cash and his opponent, arguably the most popular wrestler in AMW, and his wrestling champion, ladies and gentlemen, give it up, 301 and 1/2 pounds,
goes on to Pikeville to win. Then on Saturday night, A.B. Combs Elementary School right there in Hazard, Kentucky. He will get his match with Big Rig Jake Brake. We're waiting for the referee call for the bell. The bell has not been called yet. As Cash Flow apparently and Billy the P were fooling around over there. It looks like they had something. They were passing back and forwards. Not sure from this vantage point, but it looked like there may have been a foreign object exchange. The referee was questioning it. Kyle Maggard was questioning it. The fans were definitely questioning it. And therefore, the referee has not called for the bell. He's trying to get order before he can even start the match. It's getting out of hand before the match even starts. The referee hasn't even called for the bell, so I don't know if he can count him out officially. He hadn't called for the bell, has he? The referee has not called for the bell. The referee has not called for the bell. We're going to go ahead and ring the bell. The referee never actually officially called for the bell, but he was already going for the count, so we may have missed it, but I'm not sure. I don't think he did. You know, referees are only human. Can't see everything, and you can't, when people are trying to go at it before the bell even rings because of the hostility with the Players Club and Kyle Maggard and what Kyle Maggard's trying to get and what Lemon Juice McGee and Jake Brake are bringing to the table by hiring, I'm pretty sure, from the way Billy's been talking, hiring the Players Club to make sure Kyle doesn't get to Jake Brake. At the size of Jake Brake and the way he's been running through people, what is he concerned about? Excuse me, I about lost my voice. What a night of action. I love professional wrestling. And when you have that much passion for it and you see such great wrestling as AMW wrestling brings you, you're going to lose your voice for hooping and hollering. And me for calling the action. They lock up, collar and elbow, and Cash Flow grabs him by the hair. Two big bulls locking it up, and Cash gets him back in the corner. The referee goes to break it up. Gets in between them, and Cash Flow does break cleanly. Ladies and gentlemen, these men lock up again, test of strength, and Kyle Maggard is getting the best of the powerhouse Cash Flow, and I think it surprised Cash, and Cash rakes him in the eyes, rakes the eyes. Has him back in the corner now, a big headbutt. He's known for that headbutt right into the solar plexus, and now gets him on the rope, choking the man. Kyle's disoriented. Kyle doesn't know where to go. And Kyle with a left hand, another left, and now throwing a double Balled up hand, and now some big time right hands. And those right, can you hear them? They smack the flesh. Those right hands smack the flesh of Cash Flow, and Cash Flow is rocked. And you do not see Cash Flow rocked that much. And now kicking the man in the back as he knocked him plumb up on the top rope. Cash Flow is on the top rope, 352 pounds, and 352 pounds just hit the. Then we also saw Pretty Boy Stan Lee over the Mega Destroyer as that feud continues, and he was able to get the mask off. And we saw other great action, and now we are looking. Cody Matthews completely destroyed by Big Rig Jake Break. We saw Jake Braddock and Kyle Fraley in singles action. Kyle showing his toughness, holding his own in his debut match. And now we could be getting counted out, as it looks like that the men are being counted. No.
The very minute
Referee has stopped the count.
I hear Cassius sucks,
Now Cash Flow
I'm leaving.
has grabbed the
If
microphone and
it's
telling the
wrong
kids to keep it down or he's leaving. And the kids are starting a chant. And we also we've seen, excuse me, I'm so
You know
excited.
what?
We've seen all kinds
Just
of great
to
action
make
tonight,
all
but
you
right now the
little
semi-main event.
grandkids mad, I'm
Kyle
staying.
Maggard has been told he will not get a shot at
You know
Jake
what else
Break
I'm
after
gonna
all the
do?
attacks. Jake Break came to
Despite
UCW
all the
Wrestling
chants
back in
for
March and
Kyle
attacked him.
Maggard, go,
He came
Kyle,
to other
go.
wrestling events
I'm
and
gonna
attacked
stay
him.
here,
He's been coming
and I'm
all
gonna beat
kinds
the living
of
puke
places
out
that
of
Kyle
Kyle
Maggard
Maggard.
is, and he said that he would not fight Kyle Maggard. Why? What is a 7-foot, 510-pound man in Lemon Juice McGee trying to hide? And they have hired the Players Club. They say they haven't, but it's very obvious from talking with Billy. And now the Players Club and Cash Flow, one of the most dangerous men in wrestling. I'll give anybody a chance to prove me wrong on that. You're not going to. He is, legitimately. And he has been hired to take Kyle Maggard out. They do not want Kyle Maggard, for some reason, to get Jake Break one-on-one. So Kyle has to win tonight in Jackson, Kentucky, and then tomorrow night he has to go to Pikeville, Kentucky, and face another opponent there, and he has to win there to get Jake Break on the biggest night of all three nights. They're all big nights, but Saturday night, A.B. Combs Elementary School in Hazard, Kentucky. Former WWE superstar Eugene will be there, as well as the legendary wild-eyed Southern boy Tracy Smothers. The Hall of Fame will be going on that night, including well-known wrestling promoter and wrestler Sean Christopher, and his mother, who promoted HCW wrestling for many years here, will be going into the Hall of Fame. All this great stuff is going down, but they're trying to take this chance to get Jake Brake in the ring away from Kyle Maggard, but they've done everything to this man. They've tried to attack his family. They've tried to attack his manhood, his reputation, his wrestling promotion, his personal space. They've done everything to this man, and now they're sending one of the most dangerous men in wrestling to make sure that he doesn't get to him. Oh, I could see it on Saturday if they could stand around and say, Kyle Maggard cannot get us in the ring. The fans are getting behind it. Cash Flow's in the ring. He's begging him not to hit him again, but that's just a setup. Cash Flow's tough. He's not afraid of anybody, and neither is Kyle Maggard. He's offering a handshake to try to lure the man in. You know he is. I've seen it so many times from this man, one of the most devious and dangerous men. He just was surprised at how hard Kyle Maggard hit, because he's not used to getting hit hard. He'll usually hit you so hard he'll buckle your knees. You'll have to hit him 5 times to his 1 to do the same damage. But he wasn't expecting this big bull Kyle Maggard to lay one in. When Big Kyle laid one in, it rocked him. I could see it in his eyes, and he didn't like it. Now he's standing outside the ring more, because usually he'd be in there going toe-to-toe. But he's trying to slow it down now, and these fans are really on his case. They're really behind Kyle Maggard and really on the case of Billy the P and Cash Flow. And they go for the handshake, and Kyle's showing his strength. Kyle works out a lot of the gyms around here. Look at the arms and the triceps and the definition on these two big men. A throwback to old school wrestling type bodies where they're just big, powerful, and thick. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes have elapsed in this contest. 10 minutes have elapsed, 20 minutes remain. And we're 10 minutes in, and their Cash Flow with a super kick. A super kick. A super kick as Kyle Maggard was in control, made his way, shot him into the corner, made his way in, looked like he was going for a big-time splash in the corner, and a super kick that got all the way up under the chin from the big man, and now a very questionable headbutt. Cash Flow lays it on Kyle Maggard as he drops the head right down in there, and now he's telling the people that he is number one and telling Kyle Maggard to get up. So the tide is definitely turned here from Kyle Maggard outsmarting the man, which is the start of the match, and then going into rocking him better than I think he thought he could. And now he showed some respect for Kyle, but now as soon as he got the opening, Kyle made that one error where he didn't have him rocked just enough to rush in that quick, and the super kick, the desperation super kick, definitely turned the tide. And now the chop shop master, one of the 5 hardest chop guys in professional wrestling, when he hits you, the air just goes out. The hardest chops I've ever received when I wrestled years ago was from Vic the Bruiser, Cash Flow, Killer Kokla Khan, Gypsy Joe, and Dale TNT Man. And now he turns it around, and Kyle Maggard delivers some chops that rocks him. Kyle Maggard delivers some chops, and Kyle went for a big shoulder tackle in the corner, but in that chest area, and I think his chin also caught on that second turnbuckle, and it kind of rocked the man. And Kyle Maggard snap-mared over into a chin lock by Cash Flow. The people are still on Cash Flow. This is just how much this man is not liked, and Billy the P. The Players Club are probably the most hated people right now in AMW. If they're not, they're right up there with Lemon Juice McGee's bunch. I haven't seen the kind of dislike in the fans' voices and eyes since back when Bo James and Stan Lee were hated by the fans. Now they're two of the most popular wrestlers in AMW. And just remember, ladies and gentlemen, to check out the AMW Wrestling Network at amwwrestling.com and AMW Wrestling on Facebook. Sign up for that free subscription. Check out all the content. There's soon going to be some Ultimate Championship Wrestling in Kentucky content on there, other wrestling promotions content, and, of course, the main content, AMW Wrestling. And now Kyle Maggard fights out of the chin lock, and he fires him up. Look at those suit-bone right hands. Cash Flow is the man that's known with those suit-bone right hands, and he's not used to that. He's not used to being hit as hard as he is. And, oh, my God, Kyle Maggard, I told you he works out a powerlifter-type body, and Kyle Maggard with a slam. Not many people slam Cash Flow on a regular basis, and a big splash in the corner by Kyle Maggard, and it rocked him. These two big bulls going back and forwards, going back and forwards violently, because when a big bull like that hits you or puts a move on you, it's like 5 moves from a regular sized man. It takes it, and a big black hole type inverted slam by Kyle Maggard. And just as the referee was about to lay down the 3 count, Billy the P rushes in and hits Kyle on the back, but it doesn't do any damage. And now Kyle gets up like a mosquito just hit him, and he's going to swat the mosquito. But wait just a minute. Big Rig Jake Brake is walking slowly and methodically and with a purpose to the ring. And Big Rig Jake Brake, 7 foot, 510 pounds. Oh my God, Billy the P from behind just hit Kyle Maggard. Oh my God, he just hit Kyle Maggard, ladies and gentlemen. He just hit Kyle Maggard below the belt. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Hey, brother. Oh, my God, it's gotten out of hand. This thing has gotten out of hand. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have the camera on us right now. The camera's been turned completely around. It's getting crazy out here. The camera's been turned completely around. I do not know what's going on. Oh my God, they set him up for the violet choke slam. It looks good. I think it's raised enough. I think it looks really good. And now, wait just a minute. We have John Noble out here. And what people may not understand is John Noble was the AMW champion. He was finally able to win that belt, and there was no way. There was no way that he was getting beat. He had beat them all after finally getting that belt from the long reigning champion, Stan Sierra. And I tell you what, this guy that come into wrestling, AJ Colley, was pretending to be a big fan of John Noble's and set him up, and then he got an EPO when John found out and tried to retaliate, and that EPO made John Noble unable to compete in events in the month of November 2018. Therefore, he was stripped of the AMW title. Then the tournament went on, and now it's come down. So where John Noble has not been able to be licensed with the paperwork because of his suspension and his EPO. It wasn't his fault. He was set up, but AMW had to follow the rules of the court. And man, after all the setup for Jay Colley, and I wouldn't be surprised if Billy the P and Lemon Juice McGee didn't silently have something to do with it. John Noble unable to be in the ring, and he's trying to help his friend, and they're torturing him. They're sitting out here, getting on the mic. They know that he cannot interfere until his paperwork and everything and physical are updated. He cannot do it, and now they're torturing him to come in the ring because they know if he does, it'll be a big-time fine, and he may not be able to wrestle in the state of Kentucky for up to a year or longer.
Hey, sit down and shut up.
We just want to get people out of the ring. Kyle Maggard choke slammed almost through the mat. What a disgusting display from Billy the P, Cash Flow, and Big Rig Jake Brake. I am not believing what I am seeing. This is the biggest bunch of, my God. Security having to restrain John Noble, and believe me, John's thinking this over because they could not constrain him if he didn't want him to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at a loss for words here, trying to get the bell to ring, trying to get the people to not go down to kids now getting a little violent here. Kids now getting a little violent here. We can't have that. So kids are trying to come after him, but we got security on it. We've got security on it. We just cannot have it. We cannot have that, so we're getting security.